Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to Alien Addict on a fine and hairy evening. And it's a very hairy evening because we have a hairy man in the house. Lee, what's the audio?
How you doing?
How you doing, my lad?
I'm good.
Your beard, it's bigger than mine.
It's bigger than yours. Still got paint on my hands today. Look at that.
Well, it shows you've been working.
Evidence of fucking work. I don't like that.
And speaking of things on your hands,
Rich Cookano.
Hey,
in the palm of my hands.
What happened?
Oh,
I don't know.
What's going on?
I don't know. You obviously knocked your green screen, unless you've just got two shadow.
Oh,
Sorry.
no. Maybe.
There we go. That's better. Just lick it.
There we go. I was gonna put another hat on. You motherless son of a bitch. It's okay, guys. Everything's good.
There's nothing like slick visual production, is there?
Nothing like it. You got that right.
But I think it's fine. You know,
It's not.
If you keep going with that, it'll just be
Oh,
your
it's
head.
my shirt.
It'll just be your head.
I didn't realize that. I thought it was dark enough. All right, I'm gonna change this. It's ruining the green screen.
It's gone bright red.
I know. I'll be right. Look at me. I look red, but I'm not. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. I wanted him to say it again. Well, good evening, people. On this fine and glitchy evening, Lee, how you been?
Been good, mate. Yeah, nothing terrible to report. My God, what is happening today?
Nothing terrible on your island. However, the Queen did die, which my condolences to the royal family and the people of Britain. That is me. I am British. But this is a UFO channel, so I'm not going to go.
And she was a reptilian.
Don't tell David that. David Icke. I want Rich to come back for this before I even get into the nitty gritty of what I want to talk about, because I don't know if you know what's gone off with Lucia, kind of almost quitting but not quitting, because he's still putting videos out, but he's not doing the live videos anymore. You saw that I'm editing a video before this for what we spoke about on your show, which I'm not gonna
Is that better? What's wrong? Oh shit!
You shouldn't have picked that scab.
Well, people came here for aliens. You got it. There we go. Beautiful. He's just knocked me completely off my track.
I'm sorry.
Rich.
Yeah, man.
Come on, time to grow up. Pack it in.
Should I get a tie?
Ooh, we've just been speaking about Lou from UCR while you went to get a different shirt on.
Yeah.
On a serious note, I do want to speak about the field in general. It is so toxic at the moment. I don't think I've been in this now since 2016. I think that's when I first started making videos, where I just started putting random crap on the internet. And I used to go on to some of the chats on some of the channels. They weren't so much live stuff back then when it came to UFO stuff. That was more the gaming channels, and the UFO channels came later. but the community is everybody's just falling out with everybody. I'm wondering if that is by design.
I think it is, man. I have a feeling this was all intentional, but it would have to be executed almost perfectly for it to work. And these guys just aren't that smart.
I don't think it has to be just UFOs, though, does it? Everyone's
No.
falling out over everything. You know, it's it doesn't matter what subject you are now. You can go on Twitter and say grass is green, and someone will argue with you saying, "Well, you know, it's green. It's green adjacent. It's not actually green."
Everything is.
Yeah, so it makes sense that
It's
the
the cancel
UFO community, yeah,
It's the political views of half the world, I guess.
People always say that politics doesn't belong in ufology, but
It always has been. How
It's
can
there.
it not be? It's the government covering it up. That's political.
so the guys watching this now are probably wondering what this has to do with the titles. Aliens might not be what we think they are, and the thumbnail, they are demons. I'll be honest with you boys, and I've never really dared say this on Alien Addict. I think I've said this on Must See Audio a few times. I'm not sure what us research. Well, I'm not a researcher. I'm just a guy that puts drama out on the channel. But the researchers, I think they may have it all wrong. I think they may have everything wrong. Either that, or they're being told to go down a certain path. Because none of this is. There's something wrong with it. There's something so wrong with ufology. Ufology, as you guys call it. I call it ufology because UFO. It doesn't. It leaves every time I watch a video now that when anybody's being serious about the subject, I always have a bad taste in my mouth afterwards and think, have I just been fed a load of bollocks? People just guessing. It just seems like that. It seems like there's a path we're supposed to go down, and if you don't follow that path, then you're not welcome. And a lot of the channels will just get poisoned against certain channels, i.e. Rich, probably me at some point for having Rich on.
Yep. Sorry, you want me to go?
Not
Want me to
yet.
bail?
Stay for
I'll
a few more shows. I need to get the numbers up.
I'm not giving you numbers, bro. That's for damn sure.
Do you know what I mean, though? I don't know. I don't know about you, Rich. If you feel like there's something very odd with the field, or if you think maybe I'm just pulling this out of nowhere.
I mean, yes and no. Okay, there's always been turmoil in ufology. The first day I've been here, you know, it's going back almost 20 years. But now it has gotten to where a guy who works in the Pentagon or for the government inside the Pentagon with ATIP, apparently OSEP, who knows whatever's the nickname of it, but that guy is in mainstream media speaking for, you know, ufology pretty much. I mean, that's how I feel when he goes on TV and speaks, and he's lying. Then he comes to the internet, goes on little shows to gain the trust of small channels because they feel special. They'll do anything for this guy. He's building an army, sock accounts. I mean, this has never been done before. Not maybe because we didn't have the internet the way it is, but with this mainstream media, Lou, and everything that he's done, it is way different because of that, because of who it is. It's not just us guys, you know, researchers. This is a guy who works at the Pentagon, in the government. And it sucks. That's why it's different. Then you got other people doing it, you know. Now you got McGowan who came out. Cahill's crying about it. All UFO Twitter's going nuts over this, calling McGowan a liar. Show us the proof. And I'm like, the guy's telling the truth. Any guy who would, do you know about Jeremy McGowan's
This
thing?
is the guy
I don't.
that wrote the article, but
Yeah.
Rich, I'll let you. I was listening to that show that you did. Was it Wednesday you did
Just
it?
a couple days ago.
So I'm about halfway.
It gets
You
good.
guys, yeah. I'm about halfway through where we've gone past the bit where you're asking the haters to come on, and nobody
called.
One guy came on, but he then left.
He wouldn't show himself or
Did
speak.
anybody turn up?
No. No,
I
they
don't need
chickened
to
out.
watch it. I don't need to watch it now.
No. If I were you and you want to learn about the Jeremy McGowan blog,
I'm halfway through where you
watch the rest of that. I mean, it is amazing what Sean Cahill, and
Can you break it down for Rich? I'm up to the bit where
for Lee, you mean?
For Lee, yeah. I'm
I'll
up
be
to
Rich.
the bit. I'm up to the bit where he goes on the show unidentified in that big hangar.
Yeah. So he thought he was somehow he got into the folds. He put a letter out and wanted to find out about a guy who he was stationed with to watch over a huge crate in the middle of the desert. They both saw a UFO. So he put this letter out, and then he saw unidentified, and then he wound up writing to unidentified to find maybe who this guy was, maybe some contacts, whatever. And I guess Sean Cahill, if I can't remember this right, but there's so much that is in this. It's amazing. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, I'm trying to do my best because I can go on. See, they go on a 17-hour drive to Lou's house in Wyoming, and he feels like he's part of a team. He feels special, McGowan does. Like, oh my God, even though in the back of his mind, he keeps telling himself something's not right. He keeps seeing stuff and hearing things that just don't quite fit, but he's like, maybe because I don't know, I don't know everybody yet. And anyway, so he's feeling special, and he's kind of blinded by the power of who these people are, or he thinks they are. And they get to Lou's house, and on the way to Lou's house, Cahill and McGowan were sharing life information. And McGowan's telling him about his daughter, about this and that. And Cahill went to Lou Elizondo in private without McGowan knowing and told him some little tidbits of information, because later that night, Lou Elizondo grabs his forearm and he goes, I'm going to do a remote viewing future reading for you. And he gives this reading to McGowan, right? And he goes, your ex-wife, she's going to have problems with addiction. And then he says, your daughter, something or another, right? And what little did Lou know and Cahill know is that he had 2 kids, and Lou was only talking about 1, and he had 2 other marriages, 3 total, and Lou only mentioned 1. And the lady who was an addict wasn't an addict. She was a health addict, not a drug addict. So Lou and Cahill are working to make it seem like Lou has these powers of remote viewing in front of, McGowan. And that's only a part of it, Lee and everybody. I mean, this is a deep, it is almost like they are working everybody they talk to, and when they're done with them, they discard them. So this is all bullshit. Cahill says, I can't believe how much bullshit this is. The whole thing is a lie. It's a lie.
Have you approached Cahill?
No, but I know somebody who's friendly with Cahill, and there's a lot of shit coming down the pipe right now about him and Lou, and it's just going to get incredibly weird. And I think that's going to be this Sunday. I'm not sure. I can't tell you where yet. I don't know if I can.
What, there's going to be an interview?
No. There's going to be hopefully the audio, but there's going to be information about Cahill and Lou that's coming out, how they ruined, I don't know, dude. I think they ruined the Canadian. They were trying to get a radio station up there in Canada to talk about UFOs and have like an Art Bell type of thing, I guess. I don't know. The story I was told from 3 different people. And anyway, Cahill blew it all up. And these people have been working on it for 4 months. And this guy's got a temper on him. And he can explode at any time. He's unpredictable. Cahill's an asshole.
So, right, to pardon my ignorance here, are we talking Lou as in Lou Elizondo?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
just making sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Lee always gets the Lou's mixed up.
Well, we all
Yeah.
do.
Too many Lou's in ufology.
There is. Luckily enough, all the Lou's will be gender neutral soon, so it'll be fine. I mean, it's looked like this whole thing has been like misinformation from the start, hasn't it? For a while now.
Well, Cahill believes is telling people that this is the esoteric and interdimensional and all this, you know, all the woo you could ever imagine. That's what Lou and he believe in. That's what they're pushing. And these are the same people who made fun of Greer for doing CE5 meditating and all that shit, and they're doing it.
I think
How come we've never seen this from him before?
From what? What's that?
From Lou Elizondo, we're hearing this from this guy, but we've never seen it.
No.
I mean, that's the other thing.
No.
This doesn't mean I think that Lou is any more on the level, but it could just be a bullshit story.
Sure, it could be.
Yeah.
But why would that guy do that? Unless the whole thing is like a psyop, you know, and they're all messing with us. You know, even McGowan. Maybe the whole story's made up to create this. Like, what the hell's wrong with Lou? He's gone nuts, and Cahill's crazy. What are they doing? It just doesn't have that feel. It didn't feel that it was made up. There's a lot of detail in the story, and I mean, more than there should be.
Yeah.
It just rings true when I read it.
It doesn't surprise me because I think there's definitely an element of Lou. It just seems to create chaos.
Yeah.
You know, he's created chaos, and I mean, what better way to do it than to all of a sudden try and make yourself a profit within like a section of people's eyes as well.
He's done all this, and I don't know why. Nobody knows, and I don't know why anybody would do this.
Well, this is beyond money now, isn't it? Yeah, you were saying when the report, when the report came out, because I remember you saying that you thought it's a fair estimation. It was to get more defense money. You know, if there was something else there, but it feels like it's gone beyond that now. Because that'd be signed, sealed, and done. You know, they've got it into Congress. Yeah,
they've already gotten it. You've
got your money.
Next.
So why is it carrying on?
Well, this is coming out because McGowan just feels like we need to know how crooked these people are for some reason.
I always come back to the same thing as far as if without To the Stars Academy, or without Tom DeLonge, there's no Lou. You know, that was the beginning of all this, and that is deeply connected with both John Podesta and Hillary Clinton, and I distrust that immensely.
At this point, I think you're right. You would have to.
You said a few times, Lee, that you think this would be, if had Hillary got in, there would be a different ufology right now. Very different.
Yeah. Bordering on. I mean, I don't know what disclosure is anymore, to be perfectly honest, but I think there would have been something similar to what people wanted. Whether it was real or not, you know, it's people get told things that aren't true all the time, and they like it. Let
me ask you, Lee, and Ollie, I want your answer after he answers. What is disclosure to you, Lee?
A unequivocal evidence, or at least unarguable evidence, that there is something going on, be it interdimensional, or alien visitation from different planets, something that proves that the phenomena we've been talking about is real, and it's good enough evidence that I can walk down into my greengrocer's shop and speak to the 60-year-old nana in there that's serving groceries and say, have you heard about the aliens? And she, oh yeah, I saw that on the news. You know, it's when it's ubiquitous among people that this is the thing. That's disclosure. Because people always turn around and say, oh, we've had disclosure. And you go, no, we haven't. Don't be stupid.
Well, because I have this conversation with Third Phase of Moon, and they say, at least Blake does, I think Brent agrees, I'm not sure, Can't remember. But Blake says he thinks it's the discovery of a new technology, maybe archaeological dig site, but something that we didn't create but founded. And if we found it, that's disclosure. And I tend to disagree with that because I think, Ali, I want you to tell me what you think disclosure is then. I mean, do you think that's weird? Don't answer.
For me,
Yeah, Ali, go ahead. What do you think disclosure is?
for me, I think disclosure is, and I've said this many a times. My mother, acknowledging it, my family acknowledging it. That's disclosure for me. That them telling me, "Oh, have you seen this?
Yeah.
We've got fucking aliens."
So, for
However,
both you, go ahead. However,
I think if I get that disclosure, and I'm probably gonna lose a few people here, but fuck it.
I'm probably going to agree with you.
welcome to the club.
I think if we get a disclosure, I won't trust it. I if they tell me that it's aliens and they've been here visiting this planet for years without seeing the solid pickle of the UFO, without seeing that solid object and seeing aliens, I'll be like, they're still playing games.
No, but you will see it. There'll be no doubt that
If there's
it's
no
here.
doubt, if there's no doubt, there's no doubt.
So, what is disclosure to you? Is it the discovery of that we're talking with aliens and
Yes.
their technology?
To me, disclosure, if they disclose that there is life on Mars, that's not disclosure. That's just us finding life on Mars. That's not us saying
I agree.
that they've been here. That is just if they disclose that there's life out there, that's not a disclosure of any kind. That is just them telling that. A disclosure for me is them saying and acknowledging what we've been talking about for going on nearly, probably, is it nearly 100 years now? Is it
No.
going on 100 years?
So we've been talking about aliens. Oh yeah, since like 1890s maybe.
So that's a disclosure for me. The whole world knowing, not and understanding it. You'd have to understand it as well.
So the word disclosure means giving people new or discovered or secret information. So for me, disclosure is that it's revealing the secret that aliens have visited Earth and we've been interacting with them, or maybe we don't. We just know where they are. Maybe, I don't know. But that is it. Aliens, not the technology, nothing else, but life from another planet visited us. That's the biggest secret of all. Yes, isn't that what disclosure is to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I
That's
think
all
it. I think it's strange, the idea that you'd say it would have to be like technology that was big, that was dug up on an alien, like on a dig site or something like that. Because if that's the case, the pyramids should have given us disclosure, because we discovered the pyramids and we fucking sure didn't build them. At least in our narrow understanding of human history, we didn't build those things. So that could be taken as disclosure, but it wasn't. We just essentially fudged history to go, oh yeah, well we'll just explain these things away. That's fine. So there's no saying that we wouldn't do that again. I mean, look at the Baltic Sea anomaly. There's something strange there, and we could check that out. We could check that out properly. And I'm sure someone somewhere has checked it out, but we don't know about it.
There's a dive team. We had the
we will never hear anything about that dive team. If there's anything special about it, no. But we will never get anything juicy out of it if it's there.
It's too expensive. Apparently, those dives cost an absolute fortune. Well,
that's bullshit. That's complete. It's complete bullshit, because if you're talking about there being alien technology at the bottom of the sea, someone would find fucking money for it. Agreed. Like there was enough money there to try and raise the fucking Titanic for no apparent reason. in the fucking 90s.
Yeah, but it's still a
So-
small fortune to go down there and search for that stuff.
Oh yeah, no, but what I mean is somebody would have that small fortune to
Oh,
spend.
yeah, for sure.
You know, it's
They have. Didn't they go down there and the guy said their equipment malfunctioned and they had electrical problems?
There was something, and there was like some really murky footage of like a corner or something, and
Steps.
and you just think, well, there must be more. If you were down there and you were looking at it, you were there. So what else happened apart from just your fucking technology broke?
But there is more. That's only half of the Baltic Sea anomaly. The other half is several, maybe a quarter of a mile downwind. It's a boat broke in half. That's all it is.
A
What,
boat?
like one of them
It's a boat.
steamboats. I've seen that theory as well.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen the boat idea of it.
Yeah, and I can't guarantee that, but
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
what they've been claiming it is. But maybe it's a lie. Cover
Did
it up.
Nick, has Nick West ever piped in on that?
No, not that I'm aware of.
No, I mean, I've seen the footage when they're down there in the murky waters, and I'll be honest, when I remember when all that was going on, and it was kind of exciting. I'm thinking, are they going to find?
Oh.
I never thought they were going to see some sort of alien tech. I did think that they may find something that is like a forgotten civilization, you know, an actual building that was under the water. That's what I thought they were going to find. But we still don't know what that is to this day. And if it is a boat, it would make sense that the crew would probably go down and think, well, we might get funding to go out to it again, so let's keep quiet about it being a boat because we could get paid to go out and investigate time and time again. There is that. Unfortunately, people do things for money, and I can.
So that's what Lou Elizondo did, the threat assessment, so he can get the money to get the office, and right now we don't talk about the threat anymore since June 25th of last year. Doesn't even get mentioned.
Yeah, the threat seems to have just calmed down a little bit. And
Because they signed on the dotted line, got the office. Lee said that perfectly earlier. They got what they wanted, and everything went mum on it. No more threat.
Thank you, Lisa, for the lemon, waving lemon.
They have a bunch of cool new little ones. You know what I mean? Stickers.
I like the lemon.
YouTube keeps coming up with new ones. It's fun.
They've got to. They've got to do something.
Yeah.
They've got to do something to keep us creators afloat. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Yeah, I mean, but Rich, have you ever considered that you could be barking up the wrong tree when it comes to UFOs and aliens?
The wrong tree?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, okay. What if it's something a little bit darker than
demons?
Yeah.
Could be.
It's laughable. It seems laughable.
It's not though. That's the thing. People have experiences. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I have them. I can't deny it.
Shadow figures. You got two behind you.
Yeah. Why'd you have to remind me? But people have experiences. We can't deny it. So something is going on. It could be aliens. It could be aliens that act mean, and we call them demons. I think the shit's all tied together somehow. The paranormal, spiritual, alien. I think it might all tie in.
Do you think maybe it's because we've become so desensitized from like our natural existence on the earth? Like we've been numbed in a way. You know, we've been numbed with technology and the way that modern society is sort of compounded as we were. I was having this discussion with someone the other day about the schooling.
I think you had a discussion with me about this thing. I love this theory. Go on.
And the idea that you go to school and then, but when you actually take a step back of it as an adult and you go, oh shit, all that school is for was to essentially filter people out into separate working groups so we could like get as much productivity out of them as possible. It's not what you call, in most cases, and I know there's outliers to this. In most cases, it's not what you'd imagine as like a produce, like artistically like productive environment. So if that's what we've been doing now for a couple of generations, three generations of people just making us worker bees and having us become increasingly more reliant on like consumerism to make us happy. We all know that we've got these senses when it comes to danger. You know, I often talk about there's certain rooms you go into in certain places where you just feel off and you just feel like you don't want to be there. I don't think it's not like a random thing. There must be a reason why I feel creeped out in the corridor of my band's rehearsal room, which is just a magnolia hallway, well lit. There's nothing wrong with it, but I can walk around like my next door neighbor's house completely in the dark while they're asleep because I like to sniff their hair. But, you know, that doesn't creep me out, but that one corridor creeps me out. There's a reason for that. I just wonder whether there's bits of us, you know, we always talk about that the brain isn't used to its like maximum potential and stuff like that. I just wonder whether we're missing parts that we used to have, and that's where the stories of like fairy people or what we look at now as sort of folklore. There must be a reason for these things coming from somewhere.
And Heather, I consider myself an atheist for quite a long time, up until recent days. So thank you so much for the super chat there. I can't comprehend them as demons, but what Lee's saying there, I honestly tend to agree with. I've had weird things happen that I can't explain, where something, unless that thing is an actual alien, and I can't think why an alien would just come and sit on the edge of the bed, you know?
Yeah. If Heather can think of it
Really?
a different way, and I know demons are a biblical thing, but instead of, because I'm not an atheist, but I'm not religious. I'm definitely more agnostic. But if you just think of demons as being what's the word? I need the word. We'll just say evil. I can't think of the other word. Evil's entity, just like an animal which essentially lives to cause harm to people, and take the Bible stuff out of it, you know, take the religion out of it. In the same way as if you were walking through a forest. Now, monsters aren't real, but if you walk through a forest and you come across a grizzly bear, that grizzly bear's a fucking monster. So just think of it like that. You know, you can ground it. And realistically, if we think that demons are something that live parallel to us where we are right now, that seems, although it's fanciful talking, that seems more reasonable to think that there could be something else that lives next to us than something traveling billions of light years to get to us.
Yeah, because you can't comprehend that.
No, you can't comprehend that distance. I genuinely, I believe there's to a certain extent, like a gatekeeping extent, the way space travel is talked about and space is talked about is to make it more and more incomprehensible to people, in the same way tax forms are obviously built to be like confusing.
Rich looks like you went, what?
I can't remember where I said that, but
I think it was when I said something sat on the edge of the bed.
Sat on the bed. So that just wouldn't happen. I think it would happen. I think if they're curious and somebody's sleeping, they come into the room very quietly, maybe just want to sit down and, you know, stroke your head or something. I don't know. I'm serious. They look at us. Maybe they look at us like a pet. I don't know. I also feel that each one of us, because you've all heard we have a guardian angel or angels. So I always feel that we do have somebody that looks over us or something that looks over us. It can get real wooey right now, but when I do the what is it, law of attraction, why does that work for me? I don't know, but it does. I just don't do it enough. I keep forgetting because I'm so into my own world, my pattern. But it does work. So how does the universe create things, or am I just imagining that that's actually just going to happen anyway because of the chances of it? But no, the most incredible things happen that shouldn't have happened. Like if you're thinking of somebody you haven't seen in 20 years, next thing you know, they're pulling up to you on the street and you're about to cross the street and there they are in their car. It's almost as if the energies just got, so now that's the woo I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the woo that Lou and Cahill and, well, I don't know, all these other guys are doing now. And it must mean something.
Yeah.
When Lou was on Unidentified, he said his higher up told him, we're not going to give you any information on this file because, Lou, they're demons. So I think.
Do you think he means that metaphorically speaking?
No. I think he says, we're not going to open up. If you watch the episode, Lou says, we don't want to open that up. Pandora's box, you can't close it.
Yeah, but it was almost it sounded, I watched the clip, it sounded a little bit.
It did, but I don't think it was. I think that because we have a very Christian base at the, in government, right? And they believe in this shit. And that's where that guy was coming from. Maybe, metaphorically, but for him, real. It's real. I don't. See, it's upon interpretation.
See, I'm sorry if anybody is religious, but I'm just not. I mean, I walk into a church, I look around and I think, okay, they're gonna come around with the donations, and I just think, oh yeah, know what? Yeah, I'm an easygoing guy here. Take a tenner, you know. Go buy a bottle of wine,
some bread.
But then
what's that?
If you've got you don't have to tie religion to it. Stranger Things is a good example of this, because in like Stranger Things you've got a parallel dimension which is full of fucking creatures that want to fucking rip the fucking death out of you if they get out. Now, for all intents and purposes, that's a demon, but there's nothing tying those to anything like religiously.
Right.
So that's
it's just a thing.
Yeah. If we believe in different dimensions and stuff like that, and you had, like I say, a dimension of beings that were evil, as in the human definition of evil, for all intents and purposes, that's hell. They're demons. It doesn't matter what, whatever banner you want to stick on it. You can say that's fucking Disneyland there or Mickey Mouse. It doesn't matter. It's you're just putting words on things.
Yeah, well said.
But do you ever?
No, go ahead. You.
I would so if that is the case and they are demons, okay, whatever that is, alien, demon, just something that is unknown and quite possibly manipulating us to go against each other. They've got some sort of plan. There's some sort of plan there. If that's the case, I'm not saying it is.
Yeah, but what
surely
plan?
Surely, I don't know, Rich.
I was going to say, what plan takes this long? I mean, come on now.
The long game.
Yeah, it is. I think they use us. They use us for whatever. Sean Cahill believes we're on a prison planet. I almost believe that. We can't get off of it. We're stuck here, and we're governed by things and laws, and I mean, it really is. It's a prison planet.
Okay, we all spoke to Mike. Was Rogers? It last week? Mike Rogers last week. Yeah. And despite what anybody might think about Mike Rogers. Rich, you seem to have changed your thoughts on Mike Rogers after that show.
Oh yeah.
The guy's not religious,
No.
but he did. From what I took from the interview, he says there's definitely such thing as UFOs. He never said there was definitely such thing as aliens.
Right. He never saw an alien. He saw a UFO, or what it looked like. He didn't deny it couldn't be us. Did he? I thought he said somewhere in there, and he goes, "For all we know, it could be us." I thought he said that. Maybe he did.
Yeah, I think he did towards the end. Yeah, I think you're right.
And what's he called? Pierce.
Yeah.
His first name's gone straight on my head.
Is it Mike?
Steve Pierce. Steve
Oh,
Pierce.
Steve. Yeah, Mike.
Steve Pierce the week before, or
Yep.
a couple of weeks before, he's on the bandwagon that the government took Travis.
Oh,
And-
right.
Do you remember?
Yeah, yeah.
And he's extremely religious. And I think it was either myself or you, Rich, that asked him, you know, you wouldn't want it to be aliens. He's like, no, I wouldn't want it to be aliens because of the religious aspect. So he thinks it's us doing all this. Maybe there is a group of religious people that are doing something in the field of ufology,
Oh,
you know,
for sure.
to take it down because it's against their beliefs. I don't know. The Vatican has acknowledged aliens.
But you can't take down a community like this. You can't.
No.
It's a belief system. You know, you just can't say we're going to get rid of it and rebuild it with these people only. It's impossible. You just can't. Now, when Lou said that, I want to put, with the scientists and theologians and all kind of people and have things done the right way. Who's to say we haven't been doing it the right way? What is the right way? And I got to be honest, until a UFO shows up, there's no reason for an astrophysicist to be present. I don't get that. Everybody's pumped up on, what's his name? Professor Gary P. Nolan. And this guy's...
Gary Nolan?
Yeah, he seems to be a little bit, influenced by, I think, religion more. I mean, he's into the woo. They all are. They all are.
Gary Nolan worked for TTSA for a bit.
Yeah. Now he's with Galileo Project. Isn't that nice?
But before that, it was he worked for Greer. Worked with
Right.
Greer.
Greer's the one who introduced him to everything.
Yeah. Sirius, was it the little Anacana?
It
thing?
might have been. It was.
It
in
was.
2011.
It was that he did the he looked into that little thing and took that research to TTSA, and TTSA were the ones that told the world that it was nothing more than a fetus with so many genetic problems with it. It was ridiculous how many problems that thing had, and I always found that a little bit weird. Even though everybody says Greer's a bit of a crook, I found it strange that Gary went and switched sides and took that research to TTSA. Unless he wanted to release, and Stephen was like, no, you're not telling him it's not an alien yet. I've got the film coming out.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Weren't the tests about to come out and then Greer pushed it out? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I find that... I find it being a fetus weird because...
That's not a fetus. I don't think that's a fetus. It's got full rib cage.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's
mature almost.
Yeah. Well, how big is it? Is it about Action Man size?
It's 6 inches.
Yeah,
6-7 inches, and it's also, I thought it was 7 years old. They figured out the age of it was.
And they also didn't they figure out that the teeth had been eating things as well, like
I don't know
the
about
teeth
that.
been chewing.
Yeah, it had worn down teeth or something like that because it's several years old.
Yeah, it survived for that amount of time.
But that's small. That's really tiny. Even if it's a person, that's really too tiny to live that many years, in my opinion.
Just gonna say, looked like a fairy.
Oh, right. It does kind of look like a fairy.
But is a fairy an alien?
You'll have to ask Lou.
Goblins, fairies.
In the thing shouldn't be is like aliens kind of a misused word, isn't it, in this situation?
Sort of.
Because we always think of aliens. What we mean is extraterrestrial. Because if you find something that you're not used to finding in your environment, that's alien to your environment. That's the reason we call people that sneak across the border illegal aliens. You know, we're using the word wrong essentially. So yeah, it is alien. It is absolutely alien in the sense of it because we've no fucking idea what it is. Yeah. Is it extraterrestrial? I'm probably not. You know, I'm not sure. I mean, I've said on this show before, when you look back through history, you've got the Indian accounts of the battles in the sky. Yeah. China have stories of dragons. In biblical history, you've got burning wheels in the sky, that sort of thing, chariots of fire. I believe whatever these things are present themselves in a way that is understandable to the person watching them, and that's why UFOs have changed over the years. You know, now UFOs look more like iPhones, Apple products, or fucking electric cars. You know, that's
glossy.
What the fucking pill looks like. Yeah. Whereas you could probably, if you really crowbarred it together, you could say that the old saucer style cars, you know, there was definitely design philosophies with those, with say 1950s cars, for instance. You know, with the hubcaps, with the curves on the bodywork. I think they present themselves to what they think you'll understand. Maybe that's why Native Americans saw like Thunderbirds, things like that. Because
I never thought of that. Maybe they can do that.
Mm-hmm. Which would lean more to them being interdimensional, you know, like paranormal interdimensional things than something that travels like millions of miles to us.
So why would it be interdimensional instead of
because I think the reason I don't believe things are traveling here is because if they've been doing it for so long, you know, we're talking over 100 years. We've been talking about aliens. Yeah. Like the amount of time when you go back through history and like carvings on walls and stuff. If you have a alien animal that comes into your environment, and it keeps doing it, it becomes undeniable that it exists. Mm-hmm. And this hasn't become undeniable that it exists. This is like us living somewhere where fucking raccoons come into like our scene, and still after 1,000 years we still don't believe in raccoons. Ollie's turned his mic off.
I said that's a good way of putting it. I like that. I was opening a beer. I don't like hearing that. You gonna what, Rich?
I just forgot again. I was gonna say something that was kind of interesting to add on to what Lee was saying. Now I can't remember.
Oh God, Ollie fucking derails you all the time. I hate him for it.
He does it on purpose.
Yeah, I
can't
know.
help it. Well,
it's okay.
Well, I've got you watched UCR's
last show.
Not the last. Well, no, the last show.
No, not the 15-minute thing. I'm talking about the 3-hour tirade.
The last show, yeah.
Yeah.
There was an interesting bit, and I messaged Lou and said, I want to talk about this.
I just
I won't-
remembered what I was going to say. Now I won't forget. Go ahead.
No, go.
Oh,
While it's
come on.
there.
You started. You already started. Go.
No, because I'm going to play a clip.
Yeah,
Oh.
do it now. Whatever else, it'll be boring.
In
It will be.
Cahill said that Fravor said that the Tic Tac, he thinks it was fake. And I guess Fravor replied today and said, I never fucking said that. But Cahill said that he said it was either fake or it was us. He doesn't believe it was aliens. And now they're saying that. So Cahill's lying, I guess, or Fravor's lying. And you always thought Fravor was off, Ollie.
So the reason why I thought there was something off about Fravor is when you saw the TTSA, the first interview you saw with Fravor, the first two interviews you saw with Fravor, you saw him on Fox where he was like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you saw him very professional and very confident on other shows. But you also saw him on TTSA, and there was, I believe, I've done a video about it. It's way back. I'm not going to find it now, but there was 19 cuts in that video of him sat there explaining what happened with this UFO. The problem that I had, and you kind of, I think you defended it, Rich, and said, well, so what? There might have been a bit of dead air. You know, it might have got a bit boring. Sure. They cut it down. And I accepted that. I said, sure, that could have happened. But it flows so fucking well. If you go back. In fact, Rich, do it. Do it on your show. I dare you to play TTSA's clip.
Where is it?
It's on TTSA's website.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the thing you made.
Oh no, you're welcome to use mine. In fact, I didn't get struck for it, and I played it.
What are you talking about? The clip where they're on stage?
No. I'm talking about the clip where Fravor is sat at a table.
Yeah.
In, I think, TTSA headquarters, and they are filming him, and he's telling them what happened. And there is 19 cuts in that small video.
And that's on their channel or their website. I can go look it up.
Yeah, and it's odd. Is it
the website or their YouTube channel?
It's on their YouTube channel.
All right.
And it's really, really odd. You can blatantly see the cuts. On my video, I've actually slowed the cuts down so you can see them. But yeah, it's because the conversation flows
too well.
It flows too well. It's not as if they cut it because he's gone on about how they did the maneuver, this, that, and the other, and my what they call the wingman, this, that, and the other was doing this, that. It flows really well with the conversation, and that's what I didn't trust. I've kind of changed my tune on that. I've seen Fravor on Joe Rogan, Lex Friedman, and he looks like he's telling the truth when he's talking. He really does. Either that or he's an absolute fucking professional. Mm-hmm. Bullshit.
Cahill also said nobody likes the fucking guy either.
I don't know. I bet he does a mean barbecue.
I don't think he's that type of guy. He looks like a guy who would just draw like on his architecture board or whatever he has. He just seems like a real analytical type of dude to me. And I probably watch his porn and everything else that every red-blooded American does. Come on, fellas, what are you doing? Oh, sorry, you're in the UK. Oh, the Queen. Sorry.
Tic Tac porn. I'm gonna play a clip any second now when I can find it. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. How can you call our beloved late Queen Lee a reptile? Shame on you. He's just joking.
Because I have a sense of humor, Jennifer.
No. Oh. I think she's giving you. She's rubbing you. She's just saying, "Come on."
Thanks, Jen.
And I met the woman as well. I bet she hasn't even met the Queen. I've met the Queen. Carry on.
I said I met Prince Charles when I was little. He was opening a hospice near my place.
Ah,
Oh no, I'm not lying. I have met the Queen.
I know, yeah, we were talking about this before the show. She stroked Lee's head very softly.
Yeah.
that
Not a
explains it.
fan.
I have a clip that I want to play.
Okay.
Lou, I would ask permission, but you've played my clips without asking me anyway. And I think I told him you can do whatever you want, my love. Many
Better
years
get it
ago.
in writing. Better get that in writing.
So I'm going to play a little clip because I did, and I found this extremely interesting. If you skip to about, I think it's 48 seconds, I'll just play the clip. Just play the clip. Share the screen. Rich, talk while I'm sharing the screen. Ollie, say something.
It's a beautiful day in Florida. Chance of thunderstorms for the rest of this evening, starting in the next hour or so. We will be back up at 7 p.m. in an hour at GUFON. If you want to come over, we're going to look at some UFO. You ready? You can just throw it up when you're ready.
I'm ready. There we go.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
What's that? Ah!
Ah! Jesus Christ, he's melting.
So I want you to listen to this bit, Rich, because you knew you listened to the show.
Sorry, I've just killed Rich. I'm sorry.
It's probably
Man.
hot. It's probably hot. I'm hot here. So let's.
So you said I watched this into what?
You watched the whole thing, didn't you? Because
I
you
did.
said in your show you did, yeah.
Yeah.
This bit's extremely interesting.
Okay. Can't hear it.
He's pausing.
Now, I think he's doing the most important work.
His mouth looked like
He's
a
hit
butthole.
a stride, and I love
Listen.
watching it. He is the cold bucket of water
Has he got a picture of Bill Murray behind him?
that you religious
Think
zealots
so.
need
Why?
to really,
I mean, I
really,
love
this
really
bit,
step
Rich.
back from this emotionally and put your belief system to the side and just look at this. It's staring you right in the face. This is not alien. There's no crash retrieval team. Nothing has ever been dissected.
Ever.
There are no otherworldly materials. Humans are really smart. Really, really smart.
Says the human. I mean, come on.
It's staring you guys right in the face. And here's the kicker. They're actually telling you that's what it is in a lot of very subtle ways. And those are the things I'm going to start highlighting.
Bring me Solo.
I want to know what he's going to start highlighting.
Well, everything that the boys have been talking about. You know, things that we may have missed or things that he knows of. I don't know.
But jokes aside, I think he, as dramatic as he was, I think he was speaking a lot of sense.
You think he's speaking a lot of sense?
Yeah, he was. And Lee, you know he's a comedian, right?
Yeah.
That was Bill Murray behind him because, you know, he's got to show his love for Bill Murray, who actually is not that funny. But anyway, that was an interesting thing he said. So what do you think about, Ollie, what would you want me to say about that? What do you want me to think about?
I want to know what you think. What do you think he knows, or what do you think he thinks he knows, and where's he got it from?
Well, I think he's listening to Lou when he was friends with him because Cahill and Lou believe this bullshit. So they spun it to one of their number one guy, the guys who's a good echo chamber for Lou. And that's why he believes in it all. It's not aliens. It's more like they've been saying. It's esoteric with a little bit of spirituality. Maybe. They don't know. Nobody knows. That's the whole thing. Lou doesn't know.
Yeah.
I mean, Elizondo.
Max has been on this podcast, hasn't he?
Hidden Underbelly. Sorry.
Dave's friend Max, he's been on, hasn't he? He was on Musty Audio. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. He
yeah.
has. I was trying to
Thank
think.
you.
Then, yeah.
Yeah.
Max, the other NASA guy. No,
The,
the other non-confirmed NASA guy.
the other letter agency person.
Yeah. He's been on Alien Addict. Yeah.
And that guy's a smart dude, and he definitely fucks with the idea that there's an esoteric element to this stuff.
He does.
You know, you've. I always go back to fucking CERN. You know, we have a fucking scientific research center, which has the fucking goddess of destruction at the gate. You know, it's a weird thing. You know, even that, regardless of whether it was a mock sacrifice or not, it's a fucking strange video. That video, the video where there was the mock sacrifice in front of the statue at CERN. It's a strange thing to do. And time and time again, we see this symbology all over the place. And it must mean something to somebody. That's what symbology is for. Just because we're not part of it, because we're not in on the joke, doesn't mean it's not there. Just means we're ignorant to it.
Agreed. And Moody Mongol said something in here. He says, to be honest, at least Lou has sort of seen the light, so I shouldn't be too hard on him. It's commendable that he changed his line from dogged Elizondo believer. But he is believing Elizondo still. He said, I'm going to still fight for that cause, Lou. He said that. I'm not going to stop campaigning or champagning, whatever he said, champagning. This guy is just still a Lou believer. So he hasn't changed. And that's what they believe. Maybe they don't say it on mainstream media a lot, but Lou gets mad. He got mad at a reporter. I played the clip yesterday when she was asking him about certain things, and he didn't want to talk about it. I mean, he literally was starting to lose his mind.
It's ideological capture at that point, isn't it? Because they're just part of a team, and they're unshakable from that team.
But when one of the guys, McGowan, figured it out, at least in his mind, he feels like he's being duped. And it wasn't just the future reading Lou did. It was a lot more stuff I didn't have time. I'm not going to go through all that again, but once you read that article, you'll understand where he's coming from and why he did what he did. And that's where they're at. They're into the woo-soteric stuff. Which is weird, isn't it? Because
it is.
Because nuts and bolts is what we see when we look at these things in the sky. Isn't it? The silver disc looks like it's metal. You know, Calvine or whatever that one was. Who knows what? Two plates together, I don't know.
Well, it's funny, but even Stuart Little that was on the show, when we were asking him, do you think it could have been faked? He's like, well, he saw the rivets? What was he talking? The little, not the bolts, the rivets.
It looked like it was fabricated. Yeah.
He said it looked like something that was an actual physical object.
Who?
In Stu Little. You know, when we're talking about
yeah.
the guy that saw the 6 pictures.
Yeah.
But he didn't say that it couldn't have been. He didn't say it couldn't have been a fake. I've spoken to him. We're good friends. We text back and forth. Still to this day, he doesn't say that it couldn't have been a fake, but to him, it looked like a physical object in the sky on that image. And the image that we see, that the public has been given, it's not as good quality to what he saw. And I believe the guy. I believe he saw those pictures. He's been on no other shows. He's had no interest. All he wanted to do was come on this show.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been approached by others as well. But he doesn't want to be one of these. He has his own thing going on. You don't want that. It's there was what you said a few years ago, Rich. I watched you on the show, and you said it's never going to happen. There's never going to be this disclosure, and I kind of laughed a little bit at you and thought, "Oh, Rich, he's just a grumpy old sod. You know, he's just a little bit, you know, little bit like your dad, a little bit grumpy. It's never going to happen. It's not in my lifetime. I tend to agree with you. I don't think it's going to happen. I think we're always going to get drip-fed stuff because that's how we're supposed to get it.
Unless there is truth to the there's always been this idea of a great awakening, and I do think when you like people are, even if it's confusion, like so if you dump a load of information into somebody at one moment, there's going to be confusion with it. But if you look at people right now that are losing faith in institutions, they're losing faith in government. There's like uprisings going on all over the world right now. There does seem to be something different with people, and it's obviously comfort. Comfort is one of those things that will always keep people in line for for a certain length of time. But I'm not even saying I 100% believe that, but I think there's a possibility that's true, because I feel that there is an acceleration. And I know we've got to be careful on YouTube, but there's an acceleration in a particular narrative and a particular plan, and it almost feels like panic buttons being pressed. So why would there be panic buttons being pressed? I believe the government like fronted UFO disclosure is just as part of the last 2 years as anything else has been. So why all of a sudden would powers that be pressing fucking emergency buttons all over the place?
And they are.
If there wasn't something fundamentally dangerous about us, about people in general. Because there is absolutely no doubt in my mind. People come up with this whole the whole idea of the Great Reset and stuff like that, and they say, "Oh, well, it's to impose a world communism on people, and they want to take everything off people and stamp us down and boots to necks and stuff." I don't believe that if that's true, and if those people that are in the position that could enforce those sort of things, if they could get away with just having the 1990s continually loop around, where everybody was happy, we were just buying stuff, we were just going to Disneyland, then we were coming home, and they were still in control, but they just give us just enough to keep us all happy. That's the perfect way to run a slave society. That's the perfect way to do it. So there's a reason why they have to try and take that away.
Prison planet.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It is.
But why are the panic buttons being pressed?
What panic buttons?
I think the last 2 years is definitely a panic button.
What panic button though?
I can't say.
Oh, the 19.
It can't say.
19?
Yeah, and what everything else that's gone along, and the solution for the 19.
What was the solution?
Can't say.
He can't say because he's got too much respect for me. I appreciate that, Lee.
And I don't. I mean, your channel's not going to get shut down if you say one word. That's not how it works.
I have. I don't like to get into the whole last 2 years on this channel.
Okay, he brought it up. I'm trying to learn. Just trying to figure it out.
Lee'll do it on Must See Audio, but I'm too much of a pussy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I didn't know that.
The solution that neither of us have had.
I'll be careful.
That's what I mean. That's the best way to put it.
Okay.
None of
All three of us.
All three of us. And I'm going to guess probably a large portion of the chat, because for some reason, people deem conspiracy theorists haven't bought a fucking ounce of this for the past fucking 2.5 years.
But also, when you talk about the last 2.5 years, well, 3 years, maybe 4, that's to take it slightly into UFO channels. that's when you've seen the aggression as well. Now, is that because a lot of people have been locked in the homes and got very fucking fired up and pissed off?
They've also been mentally tortured for 2 years.
Yeah.
They've been propagandized, and I have a theory about this as well, and this goes with Rich's law of attraction. If you say you put enough positive thoughts into the world, you can get things back from it. I've always the reason I've fucked with the idea of that comes from sport, and you can see when you watch sport, you feel when something's going to happen. You feel when something crazy is going to happen. Like for anyone that watches Formula One, the end of last year's season was just fucking wild. Like no one could have predicted what happened, but you could feel it was building to something, and it happened 9 laps to the end, and you could just feel this slow pressure. And I believe that's enough people watching something at the same time that are influencing it. I think it's sheer volume of will on something that changes like physical reality around it. If that's true, and will can manipulate physical reality, what happens if you fucking terrorize 70% of the world, the entirety of the West? What happens if you terrorize them for 2 years? If you can send energy into the fucking cosmos and it brings something back, that has to bring you something back. If you pump that much fear out.
When 9/11 happened, the world stopped and everybody was watching TV. I wonder what changes or things we all attracted at that time.
Oddly enough, there was a post, because we're approaching that date, and
that's right.
there was a post that came up the other day, and I did think to myself, I wonder if we were able to sit on a cloud and look at like time in its entirety in front of us, if we would look at that as being the catalyst for what's led over the years up to this point right now.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like such a trope to say it, like the day that changed everything, but that day fucking changed things.
Oh, it did.
And beyond the sum of its parts as well, beyond the sum of its parts. At the end of the day, we have terrorist attacks that happen all over the place. We have cataclysms that happen, we have bad things, but that, as bad as it was, that was something that outweighed its own weight.
I'm glad that we're talking in code. It makes me nervous. YouTube makes me nervous in general.
Oh yeah.
You know when you've worked for like on a channel for.
We're okay with that stuff though.
I don't know. You are. I don't trust YouTube because they change the rules so much. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah.
A video you could put a video out like 6 years ago and get fucked for that video.
Would you like to know a crazy
things
thing?
Changed, yeah.
Would you like to know a crazy thing? I don't know if I said this on the channel. The other day on my Facebook page, my friend posted something up about the current financial crisis that we're in the heating thing, and I take it everyone here has seen the picture that the World Economic Forum took down off their Great Reset page, which was the young guy, and it was, "You will own nothing and you'll be happy." I take it everyone's seen that picture. So I just replied to him with that picture saying, "Don't worry, they've got it all in hand for us." And I got a community guideline strike on Facebook for a post from 2016. And the better, and it was a harmful content, including suicidal images. And what I posted at that point was the old Facebook emoji, which was an emoji with a gun to its head. It was their own emoji I posted.
Oh my God.
After posting that picture from the World Economic Forum, I got that community guideline strike within an hour from 2016. That's fucking bonkers.
That is so wild.
That's
Yeah.
if anybody wanted to tap me on the shoulder and say, Big Brother is watching, Lee, that's it.
Yeah.
Do you know, with this channel, there's so much I would like to talk about that I can't talk about.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. We all would.
But here's the
So-
thing: this is not my living. This is a hobby. I do that, and as much as people super chat, they buy merchandise, stuff like. I appreciate all of that. It's great. I work 40 hours a week. You
Do you
know,
know what I think we should do?
this is a relaxing time for me.
Yeah, do you know what I think we should do? I think the three of us should all go in on a Rumble channel and not do it all the time. Every 5th week, maybe. So the second week of every month, we should do a live from Rumble instead of YouTube.
Not a bad
And
idea.
then we could talk without having to talk in code.
Yeah. God, that'd
Just
be
one,
weird.
just one show every 4
Once a month.
5 weeks. Yeah.
Going back to what Lou just said on that video, do you think he was told something by somebody?
I think Lou told him things, yeah, but nothing that's top secret. He just told him what he wanted him to hear. And told
Why
him
did
this
he
is the
say
truth.
it's not alien?
Because it isn't.
Because he's addressing the audience there. He said it's not alien, and whether he means a certain aspect of this, or does he mean all of it?
All of it, I'm sure. It's probably it's all about technology that we probably found or created, and maybe we finally figured it out. Maybe, I don't know, man. I mean, we're go back 14 years. What is it? 17 years? 18 years to 2004. They were seeing the Tic Tacs, supposedly. And in 93, they saw something that looked like a Tic Tac drone type of thing, making maneuvers unbelievable. In the Afghani war, soldiers were talking about it. So, and they said it wasn't. And they said it wasn't the U.S.
How many of these soldiers have come through on video footage talking about this?
There was only one guy that I found.
Odd. It's all see. That's the problem I have, Rich. If you get so
It's
everybody
talks. It's an Afghanistan soldier though from '93. He was talking about it on a VHS tape.
I don't care if it's Father Christmas. At the end of the day, we're only getting. Like, we've got a Fravor, we've got a Dietrich, we've got a Kevin, a other guy.
Cahill.
What's Cahill? An Afghani guy that's seen stuff. All these people. This is not a lot of people.
No,
It's a handful of people.
that's what I've been saying. It doesn't take much to create a big lie. You only need a few people. 10 people, that's all they got, right? And supposedly they were going to bring all these witnesses out. Still haven't seen them talking about being on the ship that night or that day. There's supposedly like over 200 witnesses to Tic Tacs. You know, 2004, 1995, or 2019, 2015.
I would have loved the opportunity to just step into Rogan's brain or Lax's brain when they interviewed Fravor.
Yeah.
I would like. I want to know if he thinks there's anything that could manipulate what he saw, or is he manipulating what he saw? How would you get a guy to crack if he's? How would you? So here's the thing with Fravor, and if he's lying about it, I don't know if he is. If he's lying about it, I believe he's doing it for his country.
Of course.
If Lou's lying about it, he's doing it for his country.
Of course.
He's not. These guys aren't bad people. They are doing it. If they're lying to the UFO community, who are we to them?
Do you know what I'd like somebody to ask him? It's a great thing to do with people. Sometimes if you think they're being disingenuous with you, just throw it out and just turn around and say, I think you're lying to me, and just do it deadpan halfway through a conversation when they're not expecting it, and you will tell really easy if that person's lying to you.
Have you ever done that on an interview, Lee? You've interviewed a lot of people.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to send me that one.
You'll have to go find it, mate. Fuck. I only know because I've said it to people I've said it to people that I'm speaking to. Yeah. Like you're lying to me. I can tell you're lying to me. Imagine someone just said that to Bob Lazar or Fravor and seen what happened.
Do you believe Fravor though, Lee?
I don't know. See what I got from it was because I know the early interviews with him where he was like bolt upright, like, oh my god, I'm on screen.
Maybe
yeah. But then he relaxed into it. And I do think there's an element of is it called Blackest Delight? Is that the term for it? Is when you can't hide the glee that when you're lying to somebody and fooling them and getting away with it, and there's like it's a wry smile. You can always see it in people. And there seems to be, just for me, and I could be completely wrong, an element of that with Fravor where as he settles into it, and especially by the time he gets to Lex Friedman podcast, he's so excited to talk about what he's talking about. Now, is he excited to talk about what he's talking about because he's enthusiastic about just getting this information out, or is he enthusiastic about it because he thinks, I'm fucking doing this? This is fucking bullshit. And you're buying it, and Rogan's buying it, and fucking CNN's buying it, and everyone's buying what I'm saying.
I don't know about that, if he would have that kind of look on his face, maybe, but he's really trying to focus. I would think he would have to focus the whole entire time and, think about what his next answer is going to be and then say it perfectly and don't screw up.
It's got to be the best thing to lie about, though.
Yeah,
I saw a Tic Tac in the sky. What were you in? I was in a fucking fighter jet. So you're going really quick. Did you see it for long? Nah. Then it disappeared, and it turned up where we were going to go. That's the details,
right?
Everything after that is you can be forgiven for going, I don't know. I saw this thing.
I don't know. They seem like they're telling the truth to me.
I mean, maybe I've no idea. But
imagine if you were given a script, Lee, and told you have a week to memorize it. Mm-hmm. How good do you think you would use if you only had a couple of lines here and there being on TV, like Alex Dietrich, the other person who was flying with Fravor? It wouldn't be that hard. I think if it might be scripted. That's why she was a little bit off in one interview. She looked like she was confused.
I think anybody that ever actually genuinely had to lie to keep themselves out of trouble.
Yeah.
Like they really, really had to lie to somebody. Lying's really easy. And the best thing about lying is the best thing to do is if you lie about something where you're in your comfort zone. So if you take Fravor, for instance, the only lie in his story is the Tic Tac. Everything else about his story is true because he was a fighter pilot.
Yeah.
So all that bit's true. So all you need to do is, pardon the pun, tack your lie onto it.
That's it.
So that's all he would need to do, and then he can bob around in his skill set then, and he can dip into the knowledge he has from his job and bring it into his lie. You know, that and if he's lying, and that before the fucking chat roast me, I'm not saying he is lying. I'm just saying it's fucking possible that the guy saying that he saw the fucking anti-gravity craft might not be on the level.
Now check my theory out on why we can't tell anymore. I mean, here's all right. Never. What I'm gonna say is true. People lie so much now that when you tell them the truth, they think you're lying because you look a certain way and you act a certain way, and people are subconsciously seeing how you're talking. Everybody lies so much. When you tell the truth, they don't believe you. I have that problem all the time. I'm like, I'm telling you the truth. Bullshit. I'm like, you want me to lie? I'll lie if that looks better for you.
Yeah.
If that looks familiar to you.
It's because we live in a world where people only want to hear what they want to hear.
But I mean, people lie more now than I've ever seen in my entire life. Lie about stupid shit that you don't even need to lie about.
Yeah.
Like, did it rain at your house? Oh, it poured, and it didn't. I'm like, why even mention that, you know?
Post-truth world.
Yeah, right. It is. That's the problem we're having. I'm seeing these people trying to eke their way through it by lying and memorizing, I don't know, maybe a script or whatever they're doing. And to me, it doesn't look right. But to those guys who lie all the time on the other side, they see it as truthful because they wouldn't know the truth if it came up and bit them in the ass.
I think this is where I was going to say this before. Actually, I'm quite happy it's sort of swung back around to say it. I think this is where people like Ollie and yourself get maybe misunderstood. Might be the wrong word, but certainly you, Rich. I think it's where you get some sort of heat from people, is because you're not saying what people want to hear.
Yeah,
and to get through here, you have to either. You have to stick with a team. So obviously, Celebrity Review Lou is on the Lou team. So he's going to hammer. Well, kind of. You even there in that thing you gave, you know, he's still on the he might be in a different carriage, but he's on the train. Right. Or you go like fully in the religious thing, or you go fully Mick West and it's all bullshit and like, you know, it's everything's a cloud or a reflection. You can't just go, I don't know, but it's interesting to talk about.
I don't understand how, because I know for a fact these UFO channels want to say, I don't know what this could be. These people could be lying. This could be fucking demons. Yeah. God could be real. I'm an atheist. Doesn't mean to say I could be wrong. I could be fucking wrong. You know,
we all could be, and they could be all right too. They could be right. You know, nobody knows.
That's what I don't get. That people will never ever say, you know, that they don't know.
They want to believe so badly. That's why, and that's dangerous to this field. People like that, and I see it with Sean Cahill and Lou Elizondo. But I think Lou's full of shit. I don't think Lou knows what he's doing, to be honest. And that's why he got that. He got probably in trouble when he was in the Army, and they demoted him to the basement where UFOs are talked about.
I think the thing is that if someone turns around to you and says, I saw an alien spaceship, if your first response isn't, no, you fucking didn't, but tell me more, that you're crazy. Like you are, like you've took too many steps in one direction. If your first response isn't, no, you didn't, we need to look at something else. Was the planes? Where were you? Were you drunk?
Yeah, where?
Yeah. If you don't ask those questions, you go, oh fuck, how big was it? Then you've made a mistake somewhere.
I'll be honest. So I've interviewed quite a few people that have talked about experiences. I've had a lot that I do believe. A lot. Oh, and yeah. The ones that I tend to believe, like Zach, that's in the chat.
Yeah.
Zach talked about seeing a plane that was still in the sky, staring at it for about an hour. It was just an airplane.
People have
That's
seen that
crazy. And did
all
he get a
over the
picture?
place.
No,
No video for an hour?
No, he said it felt like. I think he said it felt like. You'll have to look at the interview. It's a while.
I will.
I
Yeah,
need to
I
get
don't
it back
remember.
on. It's a great interview,
Mhm.
and there was no bells and whistles to this guy. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
there was nothing. I wanted him to give me. You know, did you see an alien? No, I saw an
Mhm.
airplane. Did you see a
Yes.
UFO? No, I saw an airplane. I saw an airplane still in the sky. That's
Yeah.
it.
But there's videos all over the place, isn't there, of like pigeons and birds and stuff just being stuck in the air, and not like a hawk will hover. You know, there's
Right.
we've seen these things before, which will suppose drift into the paranormal.
I mean, I will be honest. I don't know if anybody remembers the guy that slept with a couple of aliens.
Yeah, he's a liar.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to get him back on.
No.
Yeah,
what was
I
that guy?
fucking go for it. But that guy is either a fucking liar or he's fucking insane.
Or he's
But
telling
he-
the truth. Why can't he be telling the truth?
Oh, it can be, but if we're doing this on like 3 bars, right, 3 lines with the amount of probability of truth, I think the other 2 bars are a lot bigger than that. I was fucking an alien.
This is what people don't get about me. They're like, "Where's your morals lie in all this?" I've got none. I don't care. I really don't care. This is a hobby. I enjoy it. And if sometimes I want to get a guy that's serious on, I will. If
Zach
sometimes
just posted what he said in the comments. If you want to look in the comments,
15
and look it
minutes
up.
for 15
Yeah.
minutes. Yeah, not an hour. Yeah.
Wow, Zach, that's amazing. Dude.
It's a great interview. Zach, I believed every single fucking word you said in that interview.
Wow, that
There's
says a lot.
There's no bells and whistles on that.
Cool.
It's just I tried. I'll be honest with you. Whenever I've got a guest on, kind of going to give some stuff away, I try to break them. I try to make them fuck up, because I think it's going to be, for me, a little bit of comedy value, and I've had that happen before. With Zach, nothing. No, genuine guy, genuine weird sighting.
Hey man,
No idea.
You know, I don't know what's going on, but if we go by the Illuminati playbook, we can't say that word? Can we?
Yeah,
Like your
that's
hat.
okay.
What?
Like your hat, Rich.
Like my hat?
Space
Yes.
Force.
Oh, thank you.
It's got the Illuminati.
Oh, it
Very
does?
similar. It's very similar. It's very similar.
It's a triangle, isn't it?
But I saw something I can't explain. 2 things. I saw the ball of light come in our house, me and my wife. And when I saw and looked up in the sky, and this is what makes me think we're getting to the false flag shit. I think we're at that part. If you go by the Illuminati playbook, we've just got the asteroid that's got to hit. And we've already had the Coco 19, right?
What
So-
a great way to put it. Well done, Rich.
Yeah. I've been saying
Coco,
Coco for
you could have said 16, but go on. Go on.
Coco 16. Well, yeah, because they probably are tagging 19 every. Oh, I said it again.
No,
Anyway.
19.
Yeah. No.
Great
Well,
track.
anyway, I looked up in the sky, and I called my wife immediately to come check it out with me. And I saw. You ever in school they have the overhead projector?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, they put
I'm old, too.
that plastic clear thing with writing on it, and then it looks like ET and
Yeah.
the light and all that. I saw what looked like somebody putting a grid, longitude and latitude lines in the sky, the whole sky. I called my wife as I saw it being put into place, and she grabbed my camera. By the time I turned it on, it was already fizzling away. But if that was real, which it was because we both saw it in the sky, being placed in the entire sky, then that to me seems like there's that technology that's ready to go. And that was in 2004 when we saw that.
Yeah, that's interesting you say that. My friend, one of his like.
Lee, hold that thought for 1 second. Thank you, Darkest Corner. I appreciate you. Love you. Thank you.
One of
Thanks, Doc.
his lasting memories of like taking a load of acid was being able to see what he thought was the grid of reality.
No
Like
way.
he always said, he said I just saw, he said it sort of, he said everything was still there. He said, but I could see the grid in which everything was painted on.
Oh, that's like a
That's-
video game almost.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. See, Lee, I've got a theory about that.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna spoilers alert. Lee doesn't believe the footage, the moon footage. He thinks it's fake.
Mhm.
You mean the landing? The
The
first
one
one?
that the one that Kubrick filmed. So
Oh.
I have a theory about that. So I personally think they went to the moon. I've watched the video. Have you watched the video when they came back from the moon? Have you watched the interview? It's
Yes.
crazy, and those don't look like men that have just done the best thing ever in their lives.
Can I interject quickly though? Because
Yes.
when they landed in the water and they got him out of that thing and then they put him in the containing area where they have to whatever, you know, get more acclimated to Earth, they have to stay in there for a while. They were laughing and smiling.
Mhm.
It was like a days later or the next day they didn't look very happy and depressed.
I agree. Yeah. When they did
Something
they
happened.
came out because they didn't fucking burn up coming through the atmosphere.
Yeah, right. True.
But here's the thing. I often wonder about Elon Musk's theory. Well, it's not Elon Musk's theory, but about simulation theory. Yeah, that this is all a simulation. What if, Lee, what you've just said there about your friend? What if when they went to the moon, they saw the end of the simulation? They saw the grid.
That's crazy cool. Like in the movie Truman Show.
Yeah.
Yeah, what
got
if?
to the
Yeah,
moon.
like in the Truman Show, but they got to the moon. But what if when they got to the moon, they realized there's fuck all after it?
So, well, what do you guys think there? Because I take it both of you have seen that documentary, A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
Yeah. So what do you take about where they were faking the Terminator line on the Earth? Because that's wild.
Oh.
Like, take everything else out of that film away. That's fucking crazy.
There was no reason to do that
No.
unless you're gonna fake something.
And they were also in the wrong place. You know, they should have been halfway to the moon.
Yeah, they were
at the
like
time
near
that
the
was
Earth.
doing. Yeah.
They were still like in orbit.
Low Earth orbit, yeah.
Well, according to what the guy who made the movie said, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that's true. They should have been that far, almost to the moon. So they didn't go.
I mean,
Or we're not getting the right information at the time it happened. I don't know.
well, I think there's two things. You've got an extra super chat down there. You haven't popped up, by the way, Ollie.
Can you?
Let's just say,
I can't see it.
yeah, Moon. I can't say the second word because I'm fucking almost as dyslexic as you. The green one.
Moonlich.
Yeah.
Moonlight.
Let's just say, right, let's go with it. Fucking everyone went to the moon. The moon's not made of cheese. The world
Moonlich.
isn't flat. There's no dome.
Yeah.
Even if everything went off as it was supposed to go off, do you not think that everything would have been classified?
Oh, right.
Given that slap bang in the middle of the Cold War as well, how would you have a live feed? How did fucking Nixon phone the moon?
What do you mean? He bounced it off the satellite.
From a fucking phone?
Sure, why not?
At that time, it's hard enough to fucking phone people now.
On Earth.
Yeah, and he phoned the moon, and had a like a zero delay call.
Oh, that's
from the
right.
Oval
There should have
Office.
been delays, and there wasn't.
Yeah.
They were, and then how about the one time where they said "speak"? When
Yes.
they told the guy how to speak, it's
Yeah,
that I hate all that now, man. See, that gets me crazy just thinking
Yeah.
about it.
it's see. My thing is, maybe it did happen. I just don't believe what we were fed, and it makes more sense that if you were going to go to the moon, and if there was something you could use as a fucking tactical advantage as well, then you would fake it and put a fake thing of it out so for people to see, and keep what actually happened to yourself. Of course you would.
Oh, right. Maybe we went to the moon and there were aliens there and we knew it.
Yeah.
But they filmed it just in case they killed us.
Mm.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, there's so many theories you could chop
Yeah,
out.
I mean the theories that we were warned away, you know, all
Yeah.
that stuff. There was aliens at the crater looking down at the people there, and I don't know.
It's crazy.
I tend to believe that we didn't go to the moon just because of the rubbish attempts we've made at going back there. And we know that the moon's supposedly full of helium, which we are in fucking desperate need of, because we use helium for all our helium something 2, is it? I can't remember what type of. There's 2 different types of helium. One type, or maybe there's more, but the type of helium we use to make like silicon and computer chips and stuff, we're running out of that. It's a finite resource.
Oh, right.
Yeah. It's different to the helium that we stick on our balloons.
Yeah.
Helium-3, Mistron just said. So we know that we're running out of this shit. So we could fucking mine the moon. We're supposed to. We're nearly a whole generation of it's, you know, people. It's not going to be long. Like when my son's my age, where someone turns around and says, "Oh yeah, everybody involved."
When your son's mining the moon.
Yeah, no. But when my son's my age, he'll be able to turn around and say, "Yeah, everybody that went to the moon is dead now. Like everyone that was around at that time is dead. You know, like anyone that saw it on television, anyone that was involved in doing it, it's completely in the books of history." So that's how long we're talking. We are motherfuckers at making money. You know, if there's power and there's resources to be gained, we are all over it. That's what makes fucking Antarctica so interesting, because we haven't fucking mined the death out of it. Because for some reason, we're really worried about penguins on that one place. But we will absolutely strip the fuck out of forests for paper. We will shoot orangutans out of fucking trees so we can rip their homes up, so we can print bills for each other on them. But in Antarctica, no, we couldn't possibly disturb the penguins. We're not going back to the moon. So these things jump out at me as fucking weird.
And with that said, I have to go.
What's the show on tonight, Rich?
Are
you going to show the Fravor clip from TTSA?
Oh, I have to get that. Tonight, how do you feel about Elizondo now? I got to change that. That was very early. Amazing UFO captured on camera. So that and, things that we've been talking about. Just
Is that mine that you're talking about? That amazing UFO captured on camera?
No.
Did you see it?
No. What do you mean?
I sent it to you. I sent the raw footage to you. Something shot over me when there's what is it, a YouTube short? I literally put it out straight away after filming it.
Hold on. Where did you send that to me?
It's okay. It's okay. What he did was he put it on YouTube Shorts instead of putting it on Instagram or TikTok. And YouTube Shorts are the best place to put something so nobody sees it.
Oh, I've got a YouTube channel.
Oh, that's right. You see,
Nobody
here it is.
uses YouTube Shorts. How's your Google circles going?
So, Rich, this thing looks like a balloon.
Yeah, that's right. I'm looking at it now. I have it. Yeah.
But let me tell you the story behind it. And I wouldn't dupe anybody. I've put the stories in the description.
Okay.
I was driving home and something went straight across the car. And I'm like, what the hell is that? And it looked weird. Do you know what it reminded me of, Rich? That thing that you saw, the jetpack guy.
Oh, yeah, it does look like that. You're right.
No, but it looked just like that when it was going over the car. It didn't look like that when I was filming it. I had to pull into the park up, then get out the car. So you're talking about 20, 30 seconds from me pulling the car up to get my phone out to filming it like a dickhead and not in portrait mode rather than landscape. I know, I'm sorry. I literally, and then it goes down. But this thing shot over the field and then it went down. So I'm wondering if it's some sort of weird, like, balloon drone thing. But when it went over the car, he looked like the jetpack guy.
Well, did it have like a helmet on and scuba tanks on the
No,
back?
I couldn't. I
couldn't see
it's
detail?
I couldn't.
Could it
I
have
couldn't
been
tell
one of
you it
those
was a
big?
guy.
Could it have been one of those big drones? You say it looked like the. If you say it looked like the jetpack
No,
guy, you
it
mean
was.
it looked like the
It
platform.
was. There was bits moving. There was like it. At one point, I thought it's a bin bag. I thought it was a bin bag because
A,
there was
a
bits.
what? A bean bag?
Bin bag. You know, a bag.
We've gone from fucking alien craft to hoverman to drone to bin bag.
Because
You're
at one point,
underselling this.
one point I thought it was a bin bag because it rippled. There was a ripple to it. What looked like to me there was something moving, flopping about like on the sides, like a flappy bit. It had a flappy bit, but
It's peen.
I love
but
it.
the oddest thing about that UFO was, because it is a UFO because it was unidentified, I didn't identify, is how fast it fucking moved, because it went straight over the car, over the field, and then after that it descended.
Well,
That
I'm
was
going to tell you what you saw. You probably saw balloons, and it looked like it was going over you, but it's falling out of the sky, so it's still moving.
No, Rich, it went across the car. I was driving this way. It went like that.
Oh, that way. Oh,
Yes,
shit.
and
Like
then,
in front of you?
It went over my car.
Like
in
how high
front,
above?
About 30 feet. It's in the video. It's about 30 feet. It was about 30 feet.
I don't see that in the video, it going over your
No,
car.
I explained that in the description.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
It was about 30 feet, and then it went over that field, and by the time I got the car, it looks like it's descending. I don't know if it's descending, though. It could be just moving into the distance. But to me, it looks like it's going down.
I thought it looked like it was going down.
That's what I thought. And I even say in the video, is this a balloon? Because I was so gobsmacked. I was like, what the hell is that?
But it does look like a man-made object for sure. But damn it, we never know. Think of the movie Nope.
It was definitely aliens.
I have not seen that yet.
Oh, don't even waste your time. I guess, waste your time. Waste your time. It's worth a waste.
Quick Nope review. I watched it the other day. I love that guy. Us and Get Out were fucking stunning films.
Oh yeah,
that guy was awful in Nope. He had no personality. You didn't even want to root for the guy. He was so boring. They made him so boring. And I liked him in the other movie, but not this one.
No, but like the director, it was the same director that made the films.
Yeah, I know.
And but that was my problem with it. I just expected too much, I think.
Yeah, we all did. And I thought the girl was so annoying. Every time she came around, I was angry.
But the craft itself was cool.
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, that's what I watch.
I can't make this book, but yeah, that was it. In the shit is that?
Can't see. It's hard to see. That thing is way out.
I am zoomed in full on this little tiny iPhone.
Much as I can zoom
Do you know,
in.
do you know what it looks like? Do you know what it looks like? It looks like like you if you were to have
Literally just stop the car.
a civilian footage from what was the film with the big rock alien that they had to speak to in like ink blots.
You know.
Oh, Arrival.
Yeah. It looks like one of those.
Yeah. The big thing. That was so cool. Actually, I liked that film.
I liked Arrival. Arrival was good.
It wasn't bad. Yeah, it was pretty good.
But guys. It went over that field, Rich. See you later, mate.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say fuck off.
Fuck off. Go check out TTSA's video interview with Fravor.
All right.
And watch the cuts yourself rather than my.
It's the old one.
Oh, the first interview. It's like I think it was the first one before Fox.
I'm gonna go fuck off now.
Yeah, you fuck off.
Bye.
Go check out GUFON Radio. I'm sure we've got most GUFOnians here. in the chat, but it is in the description, people. If you, for the very first time, you have
or
graced your...
or just stay here and don't go and watch a show for like 10 minutes just to freak him out a little bit.
Oh, should we go
Definitely
for like
go.
another 3 hours?
Yeah.
Just to piss Rich
What,
off.
do you know what we should do is we'll pull his show up and we'll just do a live reaction to his show.
Let's do it. So I'm joking. Lee's not. Lee's actually really not joking. He would get off on that.
I'd wank if I was doing it. I believe when we did the Calvin UFO show, somebody did a live reaction to that like 1 hour after it went out.
Did they?
Yes.
Why have you not sent me that?
I've told you. I told you exactly who did it.
Somebody
you know them.
You know
them. Yeah, you know them. Not live. It was like an hour after it.
Oh, I thought. Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. I thought you meant a live reaction.
No,
I was
no.
like, I was like, whoa. I feel.
No.
I've made it. You know, someone does a live reaction. That's not that. That's like these. Anyway, Lee.
Oh damn! Rich was still in the chat. He saw my cunning plan.
What did he say?
He said, "Oh, what's he talking? Oh no, sorry.
No, that's not.
Said,
that's not Rich.
That's not me.
That's Samo Gufonian Rockstar.
Oh, okay.
I've got hiccups.
You got me, fake Rich. I'm
glad what?
I'm glad we sorted out what aliens are tonight, though. That's handy.
We haven't, and this is the thing. Nobody can.
No. Because maybe we're not meant to know. Maybe that's maybe in the same way as like we're not meant to understand the vastness of the universe. We can't even understand like distance when you look over out of the sea. You know, we're rubbish as animals. We are rubbish at judging distance with our eyes.
I think
maybe we're not supposed to know these things.
The reason why I want to do a video that it's probably more harmful than good, but I don't care because at the end of the day, I do this alien addict thing. Lee, you know me.
You only make like what is it, $8,000 a month doing it, something like that?
No, it's been a little bit more. Don't cut it short. But I honestly don't. I see the community getting manipulated, and I can imagine all these brains getting. This is what I've done with my
podcast. This is what I've done with my podcast. I don't give a fuck anymore. I don't give a fuck about any of it as long as I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Yeah, it's like I enjoy coming on here. This is good. I enjoy doing my podcasts. That's good. There's no point in trying to please people because by trying to please one person, you upset 10. So you might as well please yourself, and then at least the people that are pleased as well are on the same level as you.
You know that I would have a different channel if I thought I could get away with what I could get away with on YouTube, but at the end of the day, I keep it as clean as I can. I say fucking bugger, but
I think we do. I think we look into doing a Rumble live, not like a massive regular thing, just once a month.
But I think the message tonight to you guys is don't take what any of the UFO channels are saying because the majority of are being fed bullshit. I think
it's not just. I don't think it's necessarily they're being fed bullshit. I don't think there's maybe connected ones might be. And this is nothing bad towards the like celebrity review channel. I actually, for all the jokes before, I think that Lou guy probably seems like quite a nice guy. To be fair,
oh, he's a great guy. I had a good chat with him for about an hour before, like just no show, just having a chat.
Yeah, and he like only be Squidden who comes on here quite a lot, doesn't he? You know, he's a nice guy, or reason. You know, he's been on a few times. He's a nice guy as well.
His co Jane. UFO Jane, she's great.
But I think they're connected. So when you're dealing with people like with Lou and stuff like that, so You do have the if you've got somebody in a position of authority that's telling you things, then you open yourself up to be manipulated. There's no other way of doing that, because the authority is, or the power's on one side, the other side doesn't have any power.
Do you know Lou
It's not a
Elizondo
bad thing. You've got to do it.
drove to the restaurant that Lou owns?
Yes, I know. And
I don't know if he owns it or works there. Whatever,
I find something really interesting about that, because there is such a powerful message in doing that, and it's such a powerful thing to happen to somebody. I would lose my fucking shit. I've said it on this show before, because we've brought that up, and I think I said, like, it's, if that was to happen to you, let's say, not even fucking Lou, let's say it was Bob Lazar, for instance. I think Lou and maybe Bob Lazar, I would prefer it to be Bob, but they're both very important people in this thing. But just to take Lou out of it for a second, let's say Bob Lazar rocked up in my work and went, Lee, I've seen what you've been saying on the internet. You're right. You've got it all right. This is exactly what it is. You would go from working wherever you worked, be it working in a fucking pizzeria, a fucking mechanic shop, or a post office, and you would go from being that normal guy to living in the fucking X-Files within 30 seconds. It's a powerful thing that would happen to somebody, and that would garner an awful lot of loyalty, because you wouldn't want to lose that. You'd want to keep that feeling of feeling special.
I think in so many words, Lou's admitted to being manipulated by.
Is that channel gone now? Is he not doing it anymore? Has he stopped, or has he just took a break?
I messaged him on Twitter and I asked him, I said, let's have a chat. And I said, I actually wanted him to come on the show and talk about what he said, because I wanted some clarification of what he thinks it is.
And that's what you played before.
What I played before, yeah.
Yeah.
But I would be happy just to have a chat with him, because I like the guy. He's great. I know Rich don't. I think him and Rich would probably get on. I can kind of tell that from the video, the stream that they want together.
This is the problem with YouTube, and this is the problem with people getting up and saying things, and like, most of us talk shit, and that's the thing. I talk shit all the time about people, because it's quite funny to talk shit, isn't it? I hope that if Lou was to watch this show, when I said bring me solo after that video, I'd like to hope he got a kick out of it and not thought I was being fucking nasty in any way, shape, or form. It's just,
no. He's a comedian as well.
It's just talking shit. Yeah,
you are a comedian.
I hope so.
Genuinely speaking.
And but this is the thing. It's okay when you get people that can have a joke, but there's a lot of people that can't have a joke. So then when you have people that do like 3-hour shows and 4-hour shows, eventually they're going to say something, and you get into a flow. I've done it myself, especially shows. I used to do a podcast that was just on my own, and you just get into a flow of talking and stuff like that. And I've had messages off people sometimes, and you just go, oh, you said this thing, and you're like, did I say this thing? Because I was fucking talking for 3 hours. I have no idea what I was saying. And it's very difficult if you record a lot of content to remember what you said or why you said it. You might have meant it at the time. Tomorrow you might wake up and go, fuck, I was well wrong. I don't mean that. This is the problem with putting thousands of hours of fucking content out. It's God knows how many hours fucking Rich has put out. I put fucking 400 plus podcasts out.
I think he does a video every night.
Yeah, that's a lot of content. So the idea that in a small community that you couldn't upset people that maybe can't take a joke, it's just impossible. It's impossible not to upset people in that position.
Completely agree, mate. I mean, at the end of the day, for a start, we're talking about aliens.
Exactly.
We're talking about something that nobody actually knows the answers.
No. But this is how
it's a subject that has been it's a subject that has been split completely down the middle.
But what I would argue is that, and that's fine. It's okay. It's split down the middle because there should never be consensus. If you like, I know you've always have oh, what was
I'm
your
talking
man?
on a political level as well.
Yeah, but what was your man's name?
You always say this, my man.
He really liked me, and he didn't fall out with me at all.
Which man?
You fucking TTSA guy.
Osvaldo. He
Yes.
hates you.
Yeah, I know. Well, just so he knows, I'd completely forgotten his name. But so the thing is, like, he was one of the ones that used to bring science into it all the time. So there shouldn't be consensus of it. There should be consensus in science. If you want it to be science, there should be lots of fucking conflicting ideas. The positive thing about all this is I don't think in any time of me having an interest in this sort of this subject, and I mean realistically, I've always had an interest in it. Probably pay slightly more attention now because I do this sort of stuff. But I don't think I've ever seen something develop so much. There's so many different theories now, and the whole subject is, I think it's grown, and I think it's matured more for the division. I don't think it's healthy for the people that are fighting with each other, but I think it's healthy for the subject.
Well, anybody talking about a subject is going to be healthy for the subject, but I do believe there is a narrative that we're supposed to go down. And if you're not on that narrative, then you will face the fire.
Well, that's the thing, but I mean that's just the world we live in. It's there is right and wrong thing, and you pick a path. I'll never really be the person that says things just to try and appease people or get views or get likes. It's probably why. It's probably why my podcast hasn't been so successful as it should have been. That's such a fucking arrogant thing to say. I didn't mean it like that. But what I mean is that I could absolutely. There are certain subjects that are so not even in this field, but there's certain things you could do that are so universally praised by big tech and the loudest part of the internet. You could do a show on that, and you could turn that into your job. And I think a lot of people do that. I think they're the dangerous ones because they're the ones stoking the fire of division, and they're stoking the fire of division because it makes them money, and they'll keep doing it until they're ignored.
Yeah. Well, what I'm going to do, Lee, are you all right for a beer after the show?
I'll have a quick beer.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to paste the link in the description. So anybody who wants to join me and Lee, feel free to come in and have a chat. It could get interesting. Lee might record you and put it on the audio. Yeah, it sometimes does that. It's a bit awkward. But I'm going to put a show out from Must See Audio, a little 7-minute clip in the next few days. It's an interesting podcast. Go check out the link to Lee's work. He's got some fucking amazing podcasts out there. He dare tread where I don't. YouTube. He's not under YouTube. He's decided to burn it.
I'll tell you my favorite ones quickly. There's a couple of good ones with a guy that took my government to court over what's happened over the last few years. There is an interview with an ex-Scientologist, which I fucking adore. That's such a good show.
It's a great.
Yeah.
What happened to getting me on Alien Addict?
I've been in touch. We're still friends. We're still friends on Instagram. It was just one of those things where I remember I had to do it at a really daft time because of where he lives, and it doesn't gel well with Alien Addict time, so we'd have to pre-record it. But yeah, no, he was great. You know, that was thing. You know, it was just a. He was so worried about coming on my podcast
Yeah,
and
he was.
talking, right? And it was
Shitting himself.
yeah, because I mean, this guy was in the club. You know, he was an auditor. His family was in. All his friends were in, and he was living. I can't remember what he said the term was. There's a term for it. He was not in Scientology, but faking it because he said, like I said, I've got a wife. I don't want to lose my wife. I'm trying to slowly de-indoctrinate her and reintroduce her into fucking normality. It was a great show. I thoroughly enjoyed that. In fact, to be perfectly honest, even not an alien addict, he'd be good to come back on Musty Audio again.
No, get him on mine.
Both of ours. No, both of ours. But yeah, there's loads of episodes, and it used to be a comedy show back in the day. So if you go back to episode 1, it's fucking funny as fuck. And now you've got all the stuff with me, and you, and Dave. And I personally believe that's the best. This is the best Musty Audio that there's ever been. If you start listening to Musty Audio now, you are listening to the best possible incarnation of that show.
We both think Dave works for the CIA. We think.
Oh yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah.
So
I love Dave. He's fucking great. He's connected as fuck.
He's definitely one of them, isn't he?
I wonder if he's going to get this deep into this episode.
No, except we like about him now. He will be bothered to watch this far. Anyway, good night, God bless people. Mind the bugs don't bite. Make sure you check out Musty Audio. It is in the description, and I think Rich is just about to go live. If you want to support the channel further, you can become a Patreon. I don't really do much talking about Patreon, but it helps me pay for stuff like StreamYard, the Photoshop that I use to do all the thumbnails, things like that. You know, I want to event. Don't talk about those.
They don't buy themselves, Ollie.
They don't. No, and especially the ones that plug in. At some point, you know, I might want to leave the day job, come to Alien Addict full time. So if you want to support Alien Addict, become a Patreon. Every so often, I'll send you a picture of my nipple. And like Heather Birdie, who's recently bought. Heather, send me a picture of that top. I want to see it.
I think that's where we have to go. If we're going to make a living out of this, do you think we have to do OnlyFans?
I mean, I think I could.
I know a lady that does OnlyFans.
A few sessions at the gym, a little bit of fake tan, maybe grow the beard back. I might be all right. I don't know. Those are the designs. Head on over.
Oh my fucking word! I've just realised you can make loads of money.
How? Tell me after the show. I'm going.
Just put your photographs back up quickly.
Which one?
Right. You see your xenomorph one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Imagine that for a flashlight or flashlight.
Oh, you're talking about the guy thing.
Yeah.
Oh my word, yeah. Dildonics.
It could even have like 2 throats.
On that note, good night, God bless people. Mind the bugs don't bite. I'm going to put the link in the chat, people. If you want to come and join me and Lee for a beer, it is there. If not, whatever.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good night, God bless. Bugs don't bite, all that jazz. Go check out Rich. He's live now. And...